Taylor, what happened last time?
So we did a little backtracking, and we had some scenes that I guess would have happened before where we started. Um, Correct me if I'm wrong, but the first thing that happened was Kohada approached me and told me that they weren't going to be able to keep track of AoE,
Yes.
and I was kind of upset about that, but ultimately, I had already told him that it was his decision to make, and if he couldn't do it, he couldn't do it. At least AoE was free from the underwater place. Whether or not Sorkoven has this desire to want to save him for some reason, and maybe in the future that can be pursued. But for the time being, he didn't want to put everything else on hold to keep a track of AoE. Then I think the next thing that happened was someone very important to Sorkoven, Vandu and Loreshny, um, was in the inn. I think it was in the morning, or maybe it was midday. Can't remember what time it was, but he was there, and I ended up having a conversation with him about new information regarding the Fallen Phoenix, and he had another task for me. Uh, he gave me a magical, I think it's a lute. Let me see. Or is it a harp? No, it's a harp. Gave me a magical harp. Gave me gave me some quests. Gave me some information. Um, and then ultimately, we weren't trying to be secretive, but we weren't trying to draw attention to ourselves either. But Lav happened to hear or see the conversation, and we talked about a lot of things. And there was some drama about Sorkoven's motivations and whether or not they're truly just, and to what extent Sorkoven is, you know, what is Sorkoven willing to do to accomplish these goals, and there's definitely a lot of tension there. Um, then after that scene ended, we were visited by Zolpali, uh, not Atolia, but
Lalik.
yeah, Talalik, and then the other one, or was it just those two?
Yeah.
Those two.
Zelpali and Talik.
Yeah, okay. So Sorkoven was kind of blindsided by the fact that they just walked right into the inn. Um, he didn't really qualify. I guess he didn't qualify like in his note whether they should just talk to him or talk to the party. So Sorkoven had to own up to the fact that he had contacted them really without the party's consent. Um, and sort of and really just laid it out all on the table, everything that they had discussed in the letter. Um, Although everyone seemed surprised to some extent, but really only Lilavati had. Um, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I felt like Lilavati was the only one that vocalized, uh, not like, I guess I'm not sure if opposition would be the right word, but definitely didn't want to be working with these people. Um, and there was some conflict there. And we also spent a lot of time talking about where we're heading, who we're dealing with right now. I would think. I mean, we spent a lot of time about whether or not we were going to go around the northern end of the Lake of Ablution to get to Al Hadan or the southern end. I think we agreed to go to the southern end. And we gathered some supplies. We bought some supplies. And then we were getting ready. We made our journey out. At some point, we left Kinatra. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Well, anyway, we left Kinatra and we travel until nightfall. We set up camp.
We found a leather journal along the way.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Um, it was from the treasure hunter of Sadasuvak, um, describing some treasures hidden away in ruins. We believe that those ruins were the ones where we found Zepali for the first time, but the writing in the journal quickly devolved into like insane scribblings over time.
Oof. I forgot about that, but yeah. That happened too. Once we were resting at the camp, we were interrupted, for a lack of a better term. I mean, basically, all hell broke loose. Zalpali, I mean, not Zalpali, Mihi Majid, and I should know your father's name, but for some reason I can't remember. Let's check my
Vocastro Castive.
Yes.
Whose father?
Lav's father. I think. Yeah, it's his father.
He's being coy.
You said
He doesn't-
my father. I don't know what you're talking about.
I meant Luke. I meant Luke from
Star Wars.
yeah. So Vakastro Castive, he was like in the middle of a dinner party or some shit when all of a sudden he gets spirited away to where we're at, and then he beat ever living shit out of everybody. And then it wasn't looking good. Vakastro Castive makes a very interesting decision and uses one wish out of his 3 from his ring of wishes to turn Love into a son that he wished that he had. And then they dipped out of there.
Yeah, and so you're standing there on the forest floor in shocked silence as your friend Love that you've traveled with for months now has been taken away from you, not just physically but also in a more spiritual sense. He the Love that you have traveled with seems to be gone, and what remains, well, you're not too sure, but certainly not someone that you're likely to trust. Despite that, some of you are wounded, some of you are hurt, none of you are well rested, but you're still here on the journey that you started. You have places you still want to go to, but priorities might have changed. They might not have. As you're kind of standing here trying to take grasp of what just happened, what do you do?
Be right back. Sorry. Core sprints into the ocean.
I try to go to the spot where they disappeared and see if I can see anything.
Um, are you looking for? So, to clarify, they Mihi Majid pulled out a scroll and read from it, and then a arcane circle appeared, drawing the three of them into it. But if you want to look for, what would you be looking for? I suppose.
I mean, not. I guess not looking for anything in particular, but just like can't believe it, you know, sort of deal.
Mm-hmm.
Lilavati would be kind of like would have gone over and sat back over by whatever campfire we had, and is kind of just holding Mozilla and petting it, kind of like just staring.
Kara's just hasn't gotten up. Is just laying flat on the ground still, very, very injured.
We need to try and save him.
Save who?
Love Castiff.
I don't think he is the same love that you and I knew.
It doesn't matter. We'll find a way to reverse the wish.
I don't know if you know it's a wish, but fair.
Do I?
Make an Arcana check. So, ninth level spells are very rare knowledge, with one exception. The spell Wish is seemingly a common legend. You've all heard of it before, but whether it was actually something that can be done or not is anyone's guess. Um, you definitely noticed, he used the word wish when the change came over Love, which is a common thread in every story and tale you've heard of the castings of this spell. Um, and that ring on his hand was certainly something that caught your attention.
Well, am I at least smart enough to figure out that whatever happened was magical?
Yeah, for sure.
So then, if I don't know if that it's a wish, I would have said, we'll find a way to reverse the magic.
It would be a hell of a long shot. Um, to me, it didn't even seem like it was possible to reverse it. It felt an inherent change in his soul or something to that effect.
Vati, you don't care about Aoi or any of the other people in the temple, or Zelpali or Talalik, and now you don't even want to save Lav?
I tried, damn it. It didn't work.
Well, we all tried, but we failed. But that's not the end of it. Unless we want it to be. Look, I want to help the people of Al Hadan and the Arising Alloys just as much as the rest of you, but this changes things. At the very least, once we're done with where we're heading, we can't just forget about him.
I don't think anyone is suggesting that we do forget about him. But
Okay.
I think it is important to keep in mind that this was the best shot we had of killing him that we're going to get, ever. We are never going to get those two alone. or either one of them alone ever again. And they absolutely destroyed me, at least. I died almost effortlessly. So
Whether you want to believe it or not, Sir Coven, I don't think this is a problem we can solve right now. At least not with our level of ability and skill.
So, Sir, you can tell that Sir Coven knows this is true, but he just doesn't want to accept it.
Kelvin, right now we need to use our heads. We need to focus on what we are capable of handling right now. Those two are way out of our leagues.
Fine. Let's go then. There's nothing left for us here.
All right, so it's probably like 1 a.m. ish or so in the middle of the night. Y'all are gonna start heading out.
No.
I don't want to stay here. They could come back.
Why would they come back? They literally just left.
I don't know. I can't believe they didn't even try to finish us off. If it was so easy.
speak for yourself.
I think they were afraid.
We should at least get off the road a few hundred paces. They were not afraid of shit. I know the look of fear. There was no fear in any of them.
I don't like this place. Can we at least move a little bit further away?
Yes, but not too far. We need rest for what's to come.
I start trying to find some other suitable place nearby.
Yeah, easy enough. Just start heading in the general direction that you were traveling in, but for another 20 minutes or so, and you find another decent campsite. So you go ahead and start setting up camp again, um, away from where you last saw Love, and do your best to get some sleep. Um, Everyone can now go ahead and mark off a long rest, although you'll need to sleep a little bit into the morning to catch up on lost time. Um, and before long, sunlight filters through the branches above, and although uneasy, you are rested. The day greets you. What do you do?
Does anyone remember out of character who was leading this last time?
It wasn't not Takara.
I'm gonna scroll up and see where our last survival check was. It's a lot of scrolling.
Oh, well, typically the way I handle it is everybody makes a survival check.
Oh,
So if you just want to head out for the day and continue on your journey, everyone can go ahead and roll survival.
If anyone would care or be observant enough to notice, Takara does not pray this morning.
Alrighty. So, you you make your way through the jungle, eventually returning to kind of a road, although the roads here are really more just simple kind of game trails beneath the enormous trees. Um, as few often brave the paths between the jungles. And yet, as the sun crests and begins to set, um, yeah, you probably late afternoon, not quite sunset, you spot another traveler on the road, walking in your direction, as if to pass you. Um, she's a young female human, uh, tall, pale, and gangly. She has gaunt features and a tired expression. Um, she wears a simple green tunic and heavy pants, both of which have been inexpertly mended many times. Uh, as you kind of approach each other, she stops and says, "You folk seem well armed. Can you fight for yourselves?"
Oh no. I kind of look over at Takara.
Takara was not paying attention. I was. Takara wasn't. Like actually. Who is this? What?
This is this female human.
I mean, I heard you.
Oh,
Takara
okay,
did not.
sorry.
Like actually, I'm not memeing.
Yeah,
Um,
I guess.
She's no one.
who are you?
My name is Charity May. I'm looking for a challenge. Can you provide?
Oh, son of a bitch. You wouldn't happen to be a traveling duelist by chance?
Well, I'm traveling, aren't I?
Okay. So are you a duelist?
I suppose you could call me that.
This is both the worst and the best time that this could have happened. Yes, hello. My name is Takara. You've killed my father. No. What kind of challenge are you offering?
The only kind of challenge that really matters for me anymore. Putting everything up against a threat. I can only think straight when I'm fighting, and haven't had a useful thought in a long time. There's a shrine not far from here, abandoned. It'll make an excellent battleground. Would you care to join me?
Before I answer that, I have to confirm. And Takara just turns to the other three. Be honest with me. Do we have time for this?
It is one of the things we may have wanted to do.
I want to do it.
Do it.
It shouldn't take long.
One way or another. Takara turns back. Where is this shrine?
She gestures towards a gap between the trees. And I hope you'd all be happy to join me. Wouldn't be a fair fight otherwise. Will the rest of you be coming? Or will I be bored by another pointless fight?
You mean all of us against you?
Of course.
It's not much of a duel, is
Uh,
it?
Well, I'm the challenger. I get to decide what counts and what doesn't.
You know what? Great. I'll join. Unless Tokara, you'd rather go this alone.
no, I think those kind of decisions are not ones that I can afford to make right now. Can I meant to jump in. Takara would be trying to figure out. She would be suspicious when this person is talking about it being a fair fight if there's possibly like more people waiting to like ambush us, or if they really intend to fight us all at once.
Make a insight check. Um, this woman seems pretty confident. You notice that she's not carrying any weapons or has any, and her tunic is leather, but not the sort of leather that's kind of made for combat. It doesn't look like it would be very effective at stopping a sword.
You mentioned her pants were like mended repeatedly.
Double check. Yeah, so both her tunic and her pants have lots of like patches and like cuts that have been sewn together. They've definitely seen a lot of wear and tear. Um,
On the pants, are there any spots in particular that are like super mended?
um, I mean, some spots more than others. Make a medicine check. Um, doesn't seem to be too much of a pattern to which spots are mended and which aren't. Um, and like I said, some spots more than others, but not significantly so.
DM, I just wanted to let you know that my foretelling roll was the 12.
Okay. Cool. So she'll start heading off the road towards a just passage between the trees, not even a trail at this point, and kind of disappears among the foliage. As in, like, if you want to follow her, you can, but she's out of sight of the road at this point.
This is weird, right? This is weird.
Can we really consider anything weird at this point?
Okay. Takara goes.
All right, so you follow her through the jungle for a few minutes. When as you turn around a large tree, you see a fairly large stone temple. Somewhat like a ziggurat in structure. It's made of a gray stone. Um, and there's tattered banners of all sorts of different colors hanging from various posts. It definitely seems like this place has not had some use in some time. There's vines growing across it. Um, and there's sort of like an open gateway or like door frame in the front. Um, Charity steps through as you follow inside.
Can I tell like who this shrine is dedicated to?
Religion check.
Being proficient in religion, can I piggyback on that?
Yeah. 2 people get to
Flat 18.
Yeah, so there is some symbology that clues you into that this is a long abandoned shrine of Demetrius, the goddess of revelry, drunkenness, and addiction. Um, she is considered one of the secular gods, not one of the. So the ethical gods are like the most popular, and the secular gods are by some societies considered like the evil gods, but they're not inherently evil as much as they just represent virtue, or they represent more flaws and qualities that people would prefer not to have. Although they still have many devout followers.
It was revelry, drunkenness, and what?
Addiction. Um, so as you enter the temple, um, it seems to be one kind of large space with stone pillars throughout. Um, so Charity kind of steps into the center and turns to face you. Webs and dust sully the cramped space, sunlight filtering through the shattered roof and illuminating the rubble. Thank you for humoring me, she says, as you hear the back of her tunic tear. Many jointed pseudopods of bone and flesh rip from the back of her tunic, creating large appendages ending in sharp bony spears. One impales a pillar and lifts her atop it. My last opponents were as empty as I, fury and hatred and nothing beneath. I hope you prove more talkative, or at least a better fight. From the darkness comes the scuttling sound of arachnid legs. And we're gonna go ahead and roll initiative.
We knew it was a trap, and yet we wanted it anyway.
Big oof.
All right, give me
Oh my
one
god,
sec.
I'm not last in the initiative order? What a day.
Alrighty. I think y'all can y'all see that now? Yeah, so that's what she looks like. Oh, wait, did it?
I
Did
don't I
oh,
didn't
you don't
see
see
it,
it?
I don't
Okay,
think.
hold on. There we go.
Ah. Oh fuck.
Um, alright, give me one second. Alrighty. Alright, so you see these large spiders crawl out. And this one will crawl towards Takara and make a bite, but misses. You hear their fangs clicking. And they seem hungry for flesh. This one will bite Core. And hits, dealing 3 piercing. And Core, you need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, more fucking poison.
Oh, goody.
The last time we had poison was not fun.
Goody gumdrops. Well, this is great. Starting off strong, boys.
Ooh, I
This is when we
replaced
find
that
out.
roll. I replaced that nat 1 with my 12 for my foretold roll.
Alrighty, so you resist the poison.
Yes.
We
Um,
did it.
all right, next up is
Nice.
Charity. Um, so on top of this pillar, she leaps, using the bone sticking from her back to kind of catapult her across to this pillar, and her bony appendages will strike Core. And she gets to make, well, we'll see what happens. First attack misses. Second attack hits. And you take 13 slashing damage. And her third attack misses. And then one of the bones from her back will stretch out all the way to this pillar and then launch her in that direction, letting her avoid opportunity attacks. All right, that's her turn. Unnamed character. Give me 1 second. All right, well,
This is when we find out
Oh,
Joe's character is Spider-Man.
I was gonna say Joe's a giant spider. Let's go.
you see an individual.
I'd say before they even see an individual,
Go ahead.
they just see a flash of light as it seems like some sort of steel cuts through. Hopefully, Fannie Mae.
All right, so you will. There is a kind of a large giant spider in the way.
Okay. Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. So I wanted to charge, but
The spider's
guess I'm
back is
gonna
turned
do
to
that.
you.
Yeah, I guess I don't really care. I'm gonna take the dash action, even though I don't need it,
Okay,
and I'm gonna charge here if that's okay.
sure.
I'll take an opportunity attack if I need to.
Alrighty.
And I just want to kind of slide. I need a save.
5 piercing damage and a con save.
Cool.
Alrighty.
Hell yeah. It's a good start.
Okay, so you take 14 poison damage.
Is that all?
That's all.
2 nat ones in a row. Let's go, boys.
Okay. So yeah, I just kind of slide across the stone past this creature who nicks me. And I just kind of hop off one of the stones gracefully and just kind of like just not even caring, trying to slice with my sword as I land beside this creature. So do I attack? I don't know what I'm doing.
This is gonna be interesting.
I will try. How do I use the weapon?
Um,
It's asking me if I want to use the ability.
if you expand it and then click standard roll, I think that'll do it.
Okay. I'll try attack. Oh my gosh.
Oh
Great.
wait, I don't see a roll.
It says I
Was it two?
missed.
It was a 2
Oh,
on the
okay.
dice.
I
Weird.
rolled 2.
Doesn't show it on my
So much for
screen.
my dramatic entrance. Yeah, that's it. No, actually, I lie. No,
Oh, I think you get 2 attacks at this level.
I know, but I took the dash action.
Oh, that's right.
So that's
Oh,
it.
I see. Did do you want to describe your character?
I'd say it'd be hard to kind of see me at this moment. But if someone does want to take a closer look, I'll definitely describe. But hopefully, if there is an after the battle, I'll describe it then. Otherwise, but I'm kind of moving super fast.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, very dark clothing. It's so hard to make out much. Is that your turn? All right, so this actually at the end of your turn, Charity May will kind of turn down and say, "Oh, things keep getting more interesting. I like it. But I must ask," and she kind of turns to everyone. "Why do you fight? What is worth risking death?" Uh, the spider will. How fast can it move? Not fast enough. Crawl over here and kind of raise up its front legs, preparing for an attack. Will Vati, you're up.
So, I'm gonna cast Fireball.
Okay.
So, like, how does So it would if I hit it here. Oh,
Mhm.
if I hit it here, it would. It's kind of weird how it's targeting. So if I threw it down here, could I hit this spider right here?
I think so.
Because it's not giving me like the hit markers on it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so 1 minute.
All right.
Welcome to
and
the campaign.
then-
Joe's new character, fire to your face.
I am re-rolling the 2 1s and the 2. I think. Let me just double check real quick.
Uh,
Oh, and just 2 1s.
what's your spell save?
My spell save is a DC 16.
Okay, so this spider takes half damage. Did you increase the damage with your? Okay.
So that's an additional 9 points on top of that.
All right.
So it'd be not additional, but additional 7, so a total of 31.
Okay. Wait. It says. Oh, sorry. Yeah. All right. So Charity May has evasion. So and she succeeded, so she takes no damage.
So once how do
But yeah, 31 damage, and both of the big spiders failed.
so I am using my Flames of Phlegathos. So I've dealt damage with I've used a spell that dealt fire damage.
Mhm.
So there are flames wreathed around me that shed bright light to 30 feet until the end of my next turn.
Okay.
And any creature that attacks me within 5 feet takes some damage.
Cool.
And I'm going to like. Oh, is the big spider dead?
Yeah, with the extra damage.
Okay.
They had less than 31 hit points.
So I'm going to move now. So right here.
Yeah,
And
you
I'm going to
see
try
Charity
and
May, like, with one bone harpoon in the pillar. She kind of hangs on the opposite side of the pillar, which completely takes the fire.
And that'll, let me just check. I think that's the end of my turn.
Alrighty. Sir Coven, you're up.
I spend a bonus action to cast Spark at 3rd level on Turkara, saying, "You still possess within you the power of storms." And so, Turkara, on your next attack, you're going to get, I think it's 3d8 lightning damage. Then I'm going to I'm going to move behind this pillar, and I'm going to spend my action trying to hide behind the pillar. However, I automatically roll a nat 1 because of my foretelling roll.
Sorry, what was that you rolled the nat one on?
Trying to hide behind the pillar.
Okay, gotcha. Is that your turn?
Sure is.
Alrighty. Takara, you're up. Core's up next.
Okie doke. I will move right here. Whoops, that was selected on the wrong thing. There we go. And
So Charity May, by the way, right now is like 10 feet up on top of this pillar.
Okay.
Out of your reach. I suppose Joe's character would have, with that dash, kind of like jumped onto the pillar to get like a swipe or something like that. But Takara, you could try a similar feat or do something else. But standing there and swinging your sword is not going to
Well,
reach.
not even as a 7'3" person. No, I know. I can't be classified as a different size creature.
I
That
said
makes
10
things
feet, so
complicated.
I think Takara can reach. I'm happy to.
Isn't
mean-
Takara also using a spear?
Sword, but she's 7 foot. Her arm is another 3 or whatever. So plus a sword.
I'd say
I can get a leg.
I'd say it would count as half cover for Charity May, which is +2 to her AC. So unless you tried something else.
Shitballs. Okay. Real quick, let me just see what I got because I forgot that she was not on the ground. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm actually going to move here, and I will cast Shatter instead. It's a 10-foot cube, I think, or sphere. 10-foot radius sphere. Okay. So I'm gonna cast it on this spot back here, so that I'm getting, hopefully, hypothetically, her and the pillar that she's on.
Okay.
So con saving throw.
Did you try cast it from Foundry?
So sorry, I forgot.
Yeah.
I honestly haven't targeted someone in so long that I forgot how to do it.
Well, with AoE spells, you should be able to cast it, and then it'll let you drop the AoE onto the map.
I've never done that before.
Do you have? Oh, there it is under it. Okay, because it's.
So it's only a saving throw of 13 con, but
Okay, did it... Do you have a pop-up? Or click the damage button in the chat.
Ooh.
Okay. So... Okay, so she succeeded, took half damage. But then the pillar cracks and she stumbles to the ground, falling prone. And as she falls, she starts to right herself and looks towards you and says, "The world is filled with suffering, and you can never stop it all. Who are you to challenge that?" Is that your turn?
I believe so. The Sorkoven's spark, is that only on melee attacks?
Yes. Well, or spell attacks, but that was a saving throw, so does not apply to shatter.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Sorry.
No
I
problem.
haven't cast a spell in so long. I just need like a second to see if I can do anything else. Yeah, that'll be my turn.
Alrighty, Core, you're up.
Okay, let me do some quick math real quick.
And she did take the 9 damage, right?
Yes.
She just has that much health. Okay.
Okay. Let's see what we're working with. 10 feet. Yeah. Yeah, okay, I can do that. Gonna walk up right next to her. She's still prone, you said, right?
Yes.
Okay, and I'm going to say, to your question, we may not be able to stop all the suffering, but we can try to stop most of it. And I will charge up my javelin with a booming blade energy and go to strike specifically at one of her bony appendages.
Alrighty.
Ignore that. And with my javelin, yeah. Okay. Nope, go like this. Oop. Oh, I didn't target her. I'm just doing all sorts of junk. Give me a second. Okay, it's advantage, right? Or she
Yes.
has.
No, you have advantage.
Okay, so I'm just gonna roll another d20. That's two
Okay.
ones in a row.
An 8. Yeah, that misses. You go to stab at the appendage, but the bones like grab the javelin and begin to pull it down, but you yank it away. Several bones kind of break off, like some of the like tips, but she doesn't seem to notice.
Alright then. And I turn to look at this fellow standing next to me and like, hello there. I don't believe we've met. Perhaps after all this is finished. And I believe that is.
Tally ho, good
I
man.
guess.
Tally ho.
My fellow Hodman.
Gonna real quick retcon and
Good
say
old
all the
Avatar last
Dragonborn in
second.
my world are British. Anyway, continue.
I am honestly cool with that if you'd like to go through with that.
No, that conflicts with other lore.
All the different colors have different accents.
Okay.
Alright, so Booming Blade. Okay. Was that your turn?
Yeah,
Oh,
that
right,
was
you
it.
ended. Okay. So the spider's up next. It's gonna inch towards Lilvati and take a bite. Hits for 4 piercing. But you succeed on the con save. Does your fire from your flames of Fledgethos do anything when it attacks?
Yeah. Just double checking. Hits with a melee attack, it takes 1d4
right.
fire damage.
Sorry. 1. It miscalculated the damage because you okay, so but then it takes 4 fire. Cool. And then the other one will crawl over towards Core and bite him. But misses. Alright, so Charity is up. She's gonna stand back up. And then she just says, "We'll all die. All of this turns to dust. How can anything be worthwhile in the face of that?" And she's going to her spines kind of come forward and unleash a burst of sharpened bones. Let's see if this works. There we go. Some of y'all are lucky to be just out of range. So it should be asking y'all for dex saves.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's
did I
fun.
not get?
Not fun because it's dexterity, but that's fun. Oh, never mind. That's tons of fun.
Let's see. Takara, did it ask you to roll? There we go. And then,
No, but I just did one.
all right. Well, it's very low damage.
Do I need to roll?
Yes. And then Core, did you roll?
I did roll.
On the
We had a nat
damage,
20.
I want to use cutting words to lower it using my reaction.
Okay. So they reduces
Wait,
it by the bark inspiration.
what are they rolling? I'm sorry.
Dex save.
Dex save.
Oh, we rolled dex saves. Got you. Thank you.
So that D8 roll is a
And
6.
yeah.
All right. So you succeed. Core, what was your roll? Because it just hasn't come up for me.
It was
Nat
a
20.
nat 20.
Okay, so you succeed and Takara fails. So Takara, thanks to the cutting words, takes 1 point of damage. The other two don't take any,
Oh,
because she also rolled super low on damage. But Takara, several of the bones pierce you, including some pierce into your feet, sticking you, and your speed is reduced to 0 until the end of your next turn.
And DM, because of the Harp of the Dirge Crafter,
Uh-huh.
Charity May also takes 6 necrotic damage.
Nice. All right, is there a... Alrighty. Joe, you're up.
trying to change my dice. But okay.
Oh, and now that you've kind of a few moments ago, do you want to describe your weapon?
Sure. Yeah. You see a figure in kind of simple black garb. It's not really a robe. I don't know how to describe this, but the sword is notable. It's very large, kind of curved. It's got a blade only on one side, and it's black. And if you are listening very carefully, there's this kind of just ringing in the air. But yeah, it's a large black sword. Oh, I'm supposed to do things now. Cool.
Oh yeah, you're right.
As a bonus action, I would like to activate my Crimson Right.
Nice.
And in doing so, if anyone is nearby or paying attention, I sort of like with pain as you see blood coming from me like magically and just sticking to my sword, and like it's like disappearing into my sword. As I take the damage from that, I'll calculate that after my turn, but or should I do that now?
You can go ahead and do it now.
Okay, I'll just do it random roll.
Yeah.
Okay, I all
There
of a sudden
should
don't
be the
remember how to do
little
anything.
dice buttons in the very bottom right corner of the screen.
On the sheet.
No, in the chat box. Sorry.
Oh,
Like underneath the chat box, there's little dice buttons. You can see
yes,
the...
yes.
Yeah.
It's just 1d6,
Nice.
and that's damage to me.
Oh,
And
that's
you're
not
dead.
right. There we go.
There we go. Did you do that or did I?
I did, and I
Okay,
typed it in
thank you.
wrong.
Nice.
You are
Okay,
correct now.
cool. So that's my bonus action, and I'm just gonna attack somehow. I'll get quicker.
What kind of Crimson Right do you do? I think there's
I think I only
different
have
options.
one.
Oh.
Yeah, right of the frozen. I think I've only got one.
Okay.
I'll just get 1d6 extra damage
Sure. We'll
until I finish a short rest.
use that marker for that. All right. So go ahead and make your attacks.
All right. So close to the 20, man. I'll take a second attack. All right, guys. I'm just gonna go home. I'll see y'all later.
Kevin, with the like
That's it.
icy Crimson Right, I'm picturing the Midare statue gecko.
Please stop.
Anyway, is that your turn?
It's not ice. It's more of like a chilling presence.
Cool.
But yes, it is. As if that matters.
All right.
That's my turn.
That thing is dead. Well, Vati, you're up. Sarkovan, you're up.
Do I notice that Takara is having difficulty moving?
Yeah, there's like a piece of bone stuck in her foot. That's like, and she's trying to like pull it out.
I'll shout out, Takara, do you want to get closer?
So badly.
Hey, give me one sec. Okay, I'm going to summon Mozilla in front of me. And then Mozilla does its thing. The spider needs to make a dex save.
Are you dropping a template or do I need to do that manually?
Can you do it manually? Because I hate
Yeah.
this fucking
Sure.
thing.
20.
Yeah, let me just... Okay, it doesn't take any damage then.
Okay.
I'm going to have Mozilla move. And I cannot move Mozilla because of turn order nonsense.
All right, ping where you want him.
Let me just check its movement again. Right here. Yep. And then I'm gonna have Mozilla use its teleport to right here and then drop Takara off here.
Okay.
Then I am going to. I'll take the. Actually, that's a great. Let's see how this goes. I'm going to try and get away from the spider.
Mhm.
It's gonna go over here. 10, 30. Here we go.
So
Yep.
it'll do an opportunity attack.
Yes.
Misses.
Damn you.
I see what you're trying to do. Is that your turn?
Yes.
All
The
right.
spider did not commit suicide on me.
I move 30 feet in this direction.
Uh-huh.
I cast Bardic Inspiration, or not, I don't cast it, but I give Core inspiration using a bonus die or a bonus action. So now he gets a 1d8 for the next minute, a 1d8 added to an ability check, an attack roll, or a saving throw. And he also, because of Harp of the Dirge Crafter, he also gains temporary hit die equal to the die result. Then, for my main action, I cast Hideous Laughter on your girl.
All right. So I
Looks
think
like
if
she
you
failed.
Yeah.
Okay. As a result, she falls prone, she's incapacitated and unable to stand up. But she can remake the save at the end of her next turn or whenever she takes damage next at advantage.
Yeah. Okay. So 1 second. She just says, "Are you all enjoying this? Why is violence so pleasurable to all of us?" And she just starts laughing hysterically as she falls down.
Jesus. I end my turn.
It's hot.
Takara, you're up.
Takara is incredibly aroused. No, she's not. Oh, as a reminder, before, just so I put it out there so I don't forget, anyone who's within 5 feet of me gets bonuses and shit.
Oh,
so
right. I need to set up that aura. I think it's 10 feet. What color do you want your aura?
It is 10 feet. That's a blue. No, wait, Core has blue. I don't care. Dealer's choice.
Vanta Black.
No, I'll get copyrights infringement.
We're like a pale yellow for a holy, but
Okay, I like that.
now let me set that on the prototype token. Um, and everyone can see that, right?
Yes.
Holy shit.
So that is a +4 to saves
Nice.
while you're in there.
Would it be possible to turn the opacity down on that just a little bit?
Oh, I think
Yeah.
so. Well, if you click on a token, it'll bring the token to the front. But I think I can still do that. Yeah.
It doesn't for me, but I trust you.
There we go.
Oh, much better.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's
There
good.
we go.
I can see the floor now.
Okay, awesome. All right, Takara will swing away.
And if anyone else's abilities or like temporary abilities or whatever give you auras, just let me know and I can set that up because it's really handy for keeping track of things.
I think flames for me is one of them, and I have some spells.
Cool. Just let me know when to turn it on.
Gotcha.
Oh, and you do get spark from this attack.
Yeah. How much is spark again?
3d8 lightning damage.
3d8. Roll. It didn't apply the damage, but 10.
Alrighty.
Dang, not good rolls for me, that attack.
Oh, you would have had advantage. See if you crit.
Okay. I'll just roll a d20.
Yep. Nope.
Definitely not.
Corey, you're up next, by the way.
Yep. Why do I have advantage?
Because she's prone. Because
That's
she's laughing. Oh, but she took
Oh.
damage, so she gets to make a save against the hideous laughter again.
Yeah, advantage. DC 16.
Still fails.
Nice.
cool. Because I am an attack again.
Pain and violence is so funny to her.
Yeah, me too. And we'll attack with advantage. There you go. Ooh, almost. And I'm actually going to use some Divine Smite as well.
Sir.
Let me just check again, because I forgot. Whoops, that's Divine Sense. I'm stupid.
Wait, did it already apply that damage from your attack?
The second one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Let me make her save again. Yeah, okay, now she's not. She's no longer incapacitated, but she still needs to stand up in her turn and not laughing anymore. I would say it seemed like that strike hit Bone, but Bone's not hard to hit here. So hit something soft on the inside, I guess.
Okay, so I'm doing Divine Smite at first level, so another 2d8.
Nice. Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, real quick, can you just remind me the name of the module for the combat so I can adjust the size?
Adjust what?
The module at the bottom, the combat overlay.
You need
What's the name of it?
It's like Argon's combat overlay or something like that.
Okay, cool.
Argon
adjust.
combat HUD.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, and the settings, right. Alrighty, Corey, you're up.
Okay. I would like to once again attempt to strike Charity Maze, one of her skeletal appendages, with my booming blade. Oop, another long sword. There we go. She's still prone?
Yes.
Okay.
Save advantage, and you have a bardic inspiration if you want it. Oh.
Not required, my friend.
I think it automatically.
Oh, I wasn't targeted.
Yeah, no, it automatically did the critical damage.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, wait, that damage, it did not. Oh, because you didn't target. So I'll just apply manually.
Oh, and I did booming blade, so
Is that critical damage as well?
okay.
So just roll the damage for that twice, and I think it does more because you're 5th level. Or
Yes,
no, it does a D8 for 5th level.
An extra D8. So
well, so at level 1, it does no damage on a hit, only if they move. But then with level 5, it does 1d8 on a hit and an extra d8 on the move. Right. But since you crit, you get to roll 2d8, so it's 2d8 more damage.
So it's 2d8 more.
Yep.
Roll that.
Cool.
It's gonna be 5 thunder damage, and you know the drill. If she moves, other shit happens.
48 thunder damage if she moves.
Yeah,
Nah, that crit doesn't apply to that.
Aw.
it was worth a shot.
Is there a,
Yep.
yeah, that's booming energy. Whatever. Cool. Spider. Spider's gonna go.
Wait, she gets to make the saves again.
Oh, you're right. Thank you.
Isn't she saved already? She's just on the
Oh,
ground.
yeah, that's right.
Oh,
All right. So Spider's gonna bite Uavati. Hits, make a con save, and then roll your d4. Okay, you fail. So,
No D4 since I haven't casted damage fires.
oh, it's only the next.
Does Mozilla count at all?
Mozilla's not a spell.
Okay, then no.
You take 4 poison damage. Oh, and that's it. Okay. So I'll put that in. And it's only on the next attack that the flames of Fledgethos.
It's on any attack until the end of my next turn.
Gotcha. All right.
Any melee attack, specifically.
The other spider is going to bite Eochora. Oh, well, it missed. Think I still had 4 targeted. All right, Charity is up. She will stand up. She's going to attack Core. Misses. Man, she is. I guess y'all have super high. Oh, what? Second attack hits. Dealing
I'm
11
gonna try
slashing.
and cutting words that.
Cool.
Oh, wait.
Oh, Core, you're muted.
Sorry, I casted shield for that second.
Okay, so that negates it, because it was an 19 to hit.
Yep.
So,
and
yep.
that is nice.
Alrighty. So let me do damage, and you don't have to spend a bardic inspiration since the attack didn't hit. But she will make a third attack. That misses.
24 AC.
True. Okay, she's going to use her bone harpoon to launch herself onto this pillar, avoiding attacks of opportunity, but she does take the 2d8 booming blade damage.
Alrighty.
And then that was her bonus action. Oh, 11. Yeah, that hurts. Let me. Something. Okay. And then she's going to use her movement to leap across to this pillar. She's very quick. Joe, you're up.
She had to move right before my turn.
Well, she goes right before your turn.
It's genius. It's true, actually. Let's see, now I need to calculate. Oh,
And
that's
she's this pillar is 20 feet tall, so she's here. Let me.
How far away am I from? So is she at the top of that pillar or something?
Yes, she is 20 feet off the ground.
Okay.
And as she leaps over there, she turns and faces you all, and her bony appendages are spread wide, and she says, "I turned myself into this. I killed people, and for what? A few more meals before a pointless afterlife?"
She really likes to talk.
Wait, we didn't get attacks of opportunity after
Correct.
she.
Her ability lets her move 20 feet as a bonus action,
Smart.
avoiding opportunity attacks.
Okay, so I'm really far from her.
Correct.
Like 60 feet from her.
Well,
She's up in the air.
if in a straight line, it's 40 feet because D&D is
Right.
non-Euclidean. But if you were to move 40 feet, you would be 20 feet below her.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine. I wanted advantage. Okay. I'll take the dash action and use my charger feet
Cool.
to make my way downtown.
Okay.
40 feet.
Are you walking fast?
Yeah, yeah, really fast. I'm actually just sliding with my sword drawn. I don't know how to move my character for some reason.
Is it
I'm on the wrong button.
you want to be on token controls and then select tokens, which are the two ones at the top. If that helps.
Oh, there we go.
Yep.
And then I'm going to climb up the wall because it can do that. And I'm like right next to her as I
Yep.
just attack.
You see this individual just place hands against the wall, and they stick to the point where this individual just climbs up the wall, like a, not unlike a spider. All right, so you get to make an attack with your charger feat.
Yes,
Cool.
as a bonus action. Sure. Oh gosh, it's like a noob. Okay. How would like one hit, please? Okay. Did I hit? I hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why it doesn't tell me your rolls, but whatever. There
All
might be a
right.
setting or something.
Damage. Okay, it's supposed to be. I don't know why it says 1d. Oh wait, versatile.
Also, Joe, you might have it set on like self roll or blind.
It says
Do you have
public.
any- Okay, well, I'm apologize.
No. That's a good no, because I checked too. I don't. Okay. Okay, so I don't know what it. How much damage did she take?
9 points of damage.
Okay.
I don't
Did
know.
it show you the numbers?
No. It said that. So I have a secret thing that says she took 9 points of damage. It doesn't show me any of the rolls or anything, which
Okay.
is weird.
Well, okay, so mine. I rolled a 4.
Okay.
I'm just trying to figure it out because I need to add a d6 because of my crimson right.
It would be a your base weapon. I think it's D10 plus 5 if you're doing it two-handed, and then um, and then you get the D6 from your crimson right.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So I
it
think the
did.
9
Did it
is from
roll
the
the d6?
I don't think
It
so.
only rolled a D10
Okay.
and then added 5.
So I need
Are you
to roll a d6.
Kevin, are you seeing like the dice roll across the screen?
I see the I see the dice roll.
Okay.
It was a 4.
But it doesn't show
No,
up
I
in the
saw it
chat
too.
log for you?
No.
Yeah.
It just
No,
says
me.
it hits
Okay.
Charity May.
Yeah, me either.
Weird. I'll play around with it after the session.
It's fine. It's fine. I kind of just like over my shoulder, kind of just say, "She's mine," and I'm gonna roll my d6, and it's a 1. Oh wait, it's not. Okay, it's a 3. So -3. Damn it. That's it.
Yeah. And as a reminder, you can say short sentences outside of your turn if you want to. Lil Vati, you're up.
I'm going to go over by Mozilla
Uh-huh.
and take the opportunity attack.
Okay. Spiders did not. Oh, okay. Misses.
Okay. I'm going to use my staff to white flame a scorching ray. And I'm going to target. So how does this work for like I do have to roll this spell attack for them to hit though?
If they're not trying to avoid the attack, I don't think they would.
Okay, Joe's character would probably want to avoid this since he or she does not know anything about this. So that's probably the only one I would probably roll. So
Makes
I would
sense to me.
target myself, Core, and this new person.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna do damage one. Okay, whatever. normal. That's a 12. So it would probably miss Joe's character if I had to guess.
That's correct. It misses.
So it hits.
Yeah, this burst of white flame comes towards you, Joe's character, and you instinctively dodge out of the way.
Liam healed for 9.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
And then I'm going to have Mozilla teleport us 5 feet, or it's 15 feet over. So if I have to here.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's going to bring Tokara and Core with us.
Just put them there.
I'm just going to...
Cool. Yep. Is that your turn?
And that's, yep.
Sarkovan, you're up.
I move.
These webs are difficult terrain, by the way.
Okay. Can I move through people?
Friends are difficult terrain. Enemies are impassable. Although Mozilla is small, so you can move through Mozilla space without a penalty.
Okay. First, I slap a bardic inspiration on Turkara.
Cool.
She'll give her a D8, and also will heal. Well, not, it won't heal her, but it'll give her temporary HP equal to the roll. Then I'm going to move 5 feet here, 5 feet here for 10, then 20, 25, 30.
Yep.
And with my action, I'll cast Hideous Laughter once more at first level.
As you begin casting the spell, she just says, "Well, this is looking like the end for me. Guess I didn't figure it out after all."
I'm just gonna say, no, don't kill her.
She fails. Can
Oh,
you
wait.
not see that, Chris?
No.
On my end, it says she fails
with an 8.
Okay. Oh, there it goes. I guess it just took a little while. Alright, so she is... She just says, "I can't wait to see what awaits me," and just starts giggling uncontrollably.
Does she take any fall damage?
Yeah, I think she would. Well, the top of the pillar is pretty wide, so she's just laughing on top of the pillar.
Oh, okay.
Is that your turn, Sarkovan?
Yeah, my bad.
Takara, you're up.
Dang. Okay. I don't. I heard this new person's plea. Wow. Confliction. Takara will hold a
There are other spiders, by the way.
Oh, true. There's one behind me that I forgot about. That Takara didn't forget about. So she'll, maybe just go back here, just chop at this spider a little bit. Thank you, unnamed voice. Oh, hold on. I was targeting a bunch of people. Okay.
Nice.
And then I'm gonna do it again.
Okay.
Yikes.
Is
Yikes.
that your turn?
I guess Bardic Inspiration and that one doesn't make a difference, huh?
No, but you should
Attack.
use it anyway.
Okay. I'll use it anyway. What is it again?
1d8.
Yeah, so a natural one is always an automatic miss, but you will gain 5 temporary hit points.
Ah.
Pop that in for you.
Can you use Bardic Inspiration on damage?
No.
No. I think there's a certain bard subclass that you can, but not this one.
Oh, okay.
That's my turn.
Cool. Core, you're up.
Alright.
See Takara swing around and start attacking the spider.
Okay, I'm just gonna yuck my javelin at this other spider.
Mm-hmm. Nice. You
And then I'm
pierce
gonna
it through.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action to recall my spear.
Nice.
And then I'm going to walk over to this spider. I said walk over to this spider. And I'm just gonna yuck with my second attack.
Cool.
Target reverse. Okay.
Nice.
And I just look up at Dokara and I give her a nod.
Alrighty. Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Alrighty. Charity is laughing uncontrollably. At the end of her turn, she will make another wisdom save. And this one is not at advantage. It's only advantage from the damage, right?
Correct.
Is 16 a pass?
16's the DC.
Okay, so she is no longer incapacitated, but she is still prone.
I'm going to, as my reaction, cast Silvery Barbs.
That was a failure, by the way. But
She failed?
yeah, she failed. Sorry,
I
wait,
know.
wait, wait. No, you're right. Sorry. A tie goes to the roller. So I'll roll again due to silvery barbs. Yeah. Okay. So silvery barbs causes her to fail.
Yeah, just like little little needles just kind of throw her off guard and I guess mess her up.
All right. So she is still prone, but she missed her turn. You're up.
I'm choosing myself to give myself advantage on the next attack.
Cool.
All right. Can I attack? Bonus action attack?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. I'll attack.
No, don't kill her.
I know what I said.
What the fuck?
Let's get that out of here for now.
I was like, that was a wall of text.
Oh, did I do the wrong thing?
I mean, it showed the whole text of your story, but don't worry about that.
Alright. I'll do a private GM roll.
That works. Although that might
Okay.
mean it'll start showing me your rolls, which will be helpful.
So I hit, so I do damage.
Okay.
Oh, should I do the situational bonus now?
If it's prompting you for damage, you can type in the 1d6 to the situational bonus, and it'll add your Crimson Right damage to the bonus.
Cool. There you go.
How do you want to do this?
Yeah. With the sword, I just lunge it in her chest, like right next to her. One hand gripping the pillar. And then as I do so, any blood that she has left in her body is pooling onto the sword and being absorbed by it and eventually disappears as I pull it out. And what blood is still pooling onto the sword? I'll just private message Sir Quillen. But anyway, she's dead.
All right, that we're out of combat. What do you do now?
Takara walks from behind this pillar and just looks at the ground and says, honestly, I find this image deeply offensive. Who the hell are you?
I just drop off the pillar, land next to Sir Quillen.
Take a step back.
Yeah, you see a frail, not too terribly tall, maybe 5'3", individual. Kind of hard to gauge physique under the kind of robe-like what they're wearing. He's got this mask covering the face, but you definitely see two very red eyes staring back at you as they stow the blade. Kind of breathe a sigh of relief. I'm just kind of looking at each of you kind of timidly.
So, seriously though, who are you?
You want my name?
Sure.
Look at the ground. Like almost like they're counting, but then looks back up. Like just kind of from the head movement, and then looks back up and. I've been called many things. Been given different names. Been called a red specter, a lifeless Oni, whispering wind, a fleeing phantom. But I think the most amusing, tossed.
Well, that's all the questions I have. Core, take it away.
I mean,
You can call me
sure.
tossed.
Tossed. So tossed. What brings you here? Seems kind of strange that you would happen to be in the same place that we happen to be with that skeleton lady. Did you have business with her?
No.
doing great. You're doing good. Keep going.
Yes, thank you. Sorry, I kind of knew this. Well then, what business do you have here? Then, Tost.
You see, they just look at the body of Charity May there. Just kind of give a head nod over to the body.
Yes, I agree. That was really cool and interesting what you did with the blood there, but that doesn't exactly answer my question.
Death? To kill? To kill it. You?
Me kill or me you want to kill?
You business.
Oh, I see. Well, that creature, person, I honestly don't know what to classify her as, challenged us to a duel of sorts, and so we were dueling when you came in. Lilati, help me, please. I don't know what else to say.
I saw it first.
It.
It just point to the body.
What was it?
They point to the body of the dead Charity May. I saw it before you. Why you tried to kill?
Core's just like I might feel like I'm talking in circles right now.
We had the contract. That's all. But it seems like you have gotten what you needed from it, yeah?
Doesn't look like they quite understand what contract means, but they nod.
Well, all that is important to us is that we are present for its death, so we both win.
They do another nod.
Was that an in-character face or a Joe face?
It was an in-character face.
You look puzzled.
You kill more?
Takara is genuinely trying to figure out if, although I guess she didn't see the blood thing, so maybe not. Anyway, I mean that is usually the goal, yeah.
It bad.
I mean,
Yeah, she points to the body.
that is probably a relative statement. I mean, they seemed very conflicted and purposeless, and possibly what is bad. Anyway, I think I could have converted it. I don't know. Maybe that's just. I don't know. Um, it is dead. We needed to kill it. You needed to kill it. I'm sorry, Cora. I interrupted you.
No, please. You're doing far better than I could do right now. Um, so, you, right?
They're kind of confused.
You like to kill. We are going to battlefield where there will be lots of fighting and likely more to kill.
When you say you like to kill, they just like shake their head. And then when you say that there's going to be more to kill, uh, they kind of nod and place a hand on the blade at their side.
I see. So you kill out of necessity, not because you enjoy it. Is that right?
Right.
Yes.
Insight check.
Make an insight check.
Half meme, half serious.
Um, Takara, you want to jump into the whisper channel with me?
Okay. I'm so sorry.
Hello. Hello. Whoop. Oh no. Hello.
Yellow.
Hey, it was being weird. Anyway, all right. So a couple things. Uh, you clearly pick up that this individual is an outsider, even more so than yourself. They they their Volic, which is like the common language around this part of the world, is very broken. And seems like they've still trying to learn it. Um, and so thinking about this individual as like motivations, why they're here and away from whatever home they have, something about the red eyes, the way blood interacts with them. Um, it in more ways than one. Oh, and her accent probably reminds you of some of the individuals that you observed in the Shadowfell. Um,
Okay.
her accent matches the is a similar accent to those when you were observing the council, um, and Balakai and all them. Uh, as to why, when and during the fight, she definitely seemed intent on getting the killing blow. Like that seemed very important to this individual, but they weren't super happy about it. And so what Core was saying about like needing they have a necessity to kill, but not a desire to kill. Um, you've definitely kind of sensed that throughout this battle as well as this conversation.
Okay.
Any questions about any of that, or?
I guess Takara wouldn't know enough about the Shadowfell to really know anything more than that she just matches, or I say she, they match the accent.
Actually, make a history check because you did get some information from the book that Mariella showed you. So maybe there is
Okay.
some information in there that clued you in
I'm going to
to.
make this a private GM roll
Yes,
just in
please.
case.
Um,
Shit.
yeah, I mean, so you can tell that this individual is not. So like, I think I gave you a list of like different groups in the Shadowfell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is not one of the groups that was at the council. Like, this person is not a of like. I mean, you're not really sure what they look pretty humanoid, but you're not sure like what specific race they might be. But they're not. It doesn't seem to be um the Shadar-kai or the X-Farts or a Darkling. Um,
Okay.
yep. Cool.
Okay. Perfect.
Attended the convention.
Yeah.
Neither did I.
So Takara, do you say anything or just keep watching?
She speaks the truth. Further, I trust her. I'm sorry. I'm assuming. I trust them.
When you say her, she nods.
Oh. I believe this. I'm addressing the other three of the secret source. I believe this individual has knows what it's like to be an outsider, if you know what I mean. Something that I think all of us, to some degree, can empathize with. Do I assume correctly?
Well, at this, I mean, her eyes kind of get wide and she kind of bows to you and nods her head.
I'm sorry, Cora. I've interrupted you now twice. This person is just immensely interesting.
Oh, I agree. Very interesting indeed. Give me a second, guys. Sorry. Tokara, continue the conversation.
Ain't no conversation.
You know, Cora, why are you going? Hey, what?
Why are you running?
Why are
You
you
just
running?
hear a stream nearby.
Honestly, Cora, wherever you went, I appreciate it, but I feel like I'm talking too much. Sir Coven, how do you feel?
The way I see it, we need all the help we can get.
To the point. Is Mozilla still around?
Yep.
Fox, Flaming Fox, how are you? You speak.
Mozilla looks towards you and then just looks away and continues playing with me.
That was rude, but very cute.
Um,
Our orator has returned.
never mind.
Oh, cool. Dear, I hope you pissed on the offensive dais in the middle of this floor.
I mean, I wouldn't think to, but I could, break it around a little. Feel any better?
No, it's just pee. That would help.
Well, I don't have any at the current moment.
That's okay. Just the moment's passed. That's fine. Lilavati
This
was
is
in the living room
Gustav.
speaking. Right.
Research in geography.
I love it when it does that.
I need to update my playlist to where they have songs that work. Anyway.
Wait, what was the question and/or previous statement?
Just what is your read on this individual, I think is what the implied question is.
I haven't been given any reason not to trust her at the moment. Let's hope that isn't proven wrong. And I continue to ignore the rest of the conversation to play with Mozilla. At like a certain point, our playing, like, we accidentally set some of the cobwebs on fire. And we continue to ignore that as well.
Ooh, that one. And I point toward Olvati.
Like, are you asking her or are you asking someone
Well,
else?
I'm asking y'all because I'm kind of still just kind of talking. Because she's kind of off to the side playing, is my assumption.
That is Lilavati and her fox friend, Mozilla. Actually, I don't know if Lilavati's ever said Mozilla's name, but
I think it would have. I think y'all would know at this point.
Yeah, and it's like y'all's characters have lots of conversations that don't happen in game, so I'm sure it would have come up at some point.
Like, I know for a fact y'all would know, since I probably would have mentioned Mozilla's name during Operation Sidetrack during when we went to where we met Zapali for the first time and had to make like a distraction.
Oh yeah. The fox's name is Kurama. It has 9 tails, and it resides in the body of a young blonde boy.
I think I've seen this show before. One Piece.
Dragon Ball Z.
I assume you don't actually say that.
No.
We'll never know.
Takara. Do you say that? Okay.
No.
Well, make a history check for me. Takara.
Me?
Yes.
Okay.
Remember when this campaign was like no memes? Part of the
I'm
rules.
sorry.
It was 20%.
I'm sorry.
Never mind.
I mean, I'll cut down on the meme. My name is Lilavati. That's Mozilla. They set things on fire together.
Is it just a regular fox with fire on it?
No. Let me bring up the description. Or have to find the. For some reason, the ability doesn't have like the massive stat block anymore. Oh no, wild could be. Nope, still no. Oh, more details. Oh, there we go. It is a it is a primal spirit bound to my soul. Some spirits take the form of a humanoid figure, while others look like beasts wreathed in flame. So it's not like an actual fox. It just looks like one.
Gotcha.
It's a spiritual fox.
A star fox, if you will.
If you consider the stars spiritual.
Well, it seems that we need an extra pair of hands, and our paths seem to cross for some reason. But if you would like to, I think we are all in agreement that we could use some help.
Agreed. If we are to take our misfortunes head on, then we should also welcome any opportunities that come our way. As always, it isn't by mere coincidence that we crossed paths.
But listen here, and I mean this affectionately, you little vampire bat. If you try to take any of our blood, I will take it back. I mean that respectfully, but just so you know.
It is our blood, after all. By rights, it's ours.
She kind of cocks her head to the side.
How was the name pronounced again?
Top.
Hasty.
Ah. Um.
Gotcha.
She says, "You are family."
I don't know if I can be the one to answer that, but
Yes.
Of sorts, I would say.
yeah.
Okay. She just
Okay.
generally looks kind of gloomy.
Wow, that was a really good reenactment of that meme face. Well, who wants to explore a ruin?
I do. In fact, maybe a good time for us to take a smaller rest. Not a big rest, but a quaint, cute little rest.
Short. Short.
Yes.
Okay.
And DM, assuming we can take the short rest.
Mhm.
During the duration, anybody who cares to listen would hear Sorkovan playing an ominous, dark melody from the harp of the Dirge Crafter. And while I'm playing this melody, I'm humming and singing this melancholic, nostalgic tune. And anybody who wants to heal a little bit can add can add 1d6 to any hit dice for heals. Although we're all pretty much topped off.
Chris, didn't you rule that if we use hit dice to regain spells, we get these types of benefits too?
Yes.
And I too would spend a hit dice.
So we
cast a
just
spell.
we get one additional hit die. Is that correct?
No, you get 1d6. If your hit die is a d6,
Okay.
then yeah.
If it's a d6, or do we just get one additional hit die depending on our?
You get one d6 no matter what. I mean, I'm saying like if your hit die is a d6, then it would be. I just didn't know what your hit die was, but it's 1d6 no matter what your hit die is.
Oh, okay. Okay. Cool.
So Chris, if we're taking a short rest, this is when I would technically get the point.
Yeah. I mean, it basically would have happened during the battle, but some of you might have witnessed Lilavati's staff. It like kind of flashes and glows as like red and white kind of embers dance across it, um, in a way that where it's like kind of glowing a bit to where as if it's like hot to the touch, but it's comfortable in your hand.
Because we took a short rest, my bond with the harp deepens.
Mm-hmm.
And also, correct me if you explained this already, but is the body still there?
Yes.
Is okay, Charity May's body still there? Okay. I keep singing and playing this tune, and I move over to the corpse and I try to cast Speak with the Dead without expending a spell slot.
Okay. So as let's see, actually, give me a minute because that is very interesting. I need to make a decision real quick. Where is
By the way, can you all hear when I'm typing?
no.
Okay.
Ooh, just wait till I start typing, boy. It's gonna be like hail on a tin roof. You'll see.
Well, Chris is making a decision. So, Komi, you said you're playing a melancholic tune on what?
On the Harp of the Dirge Crafter, which is a magical harp given to me. Well, you weren't. Tass
Right.
wasn't there for it.
Okay. As you're playing this melancholic tune, to your surprise, hear like a faint, almost songbird on the wind, and you turn and you see I'm playing some kind of flute. I'm joining in.
Do you see that, Core?
I do.
we are one step closer to forming our emo band.
But which one's the singer?
Maybe they can both sing.
Then what do we do?
Oh, we don't do shit.
Percussion.
Well, I don't know. Are you musical? Because
Doesn't
Sorry.
it require a bit of dexterity to keep track of a beat?
Are you saying they don't possess it?
I am.
Guess we won't
Right.
know unless we give it a try. Or maybe you, Lilavati, would like to be on the drums. Power of music grows with the more you partake in it.
I'm not
He
a
says
fan
while
of.
chin.
I'm not a fan of instrumental music. I prefer the sounds of the forest.
Oh, Sorkov, and I, for one, deeply appreciate your music and all it does for me, especially in battle. Sorry, Chris, I know we are trying to do plot things. I will hush.
Yeah, I'm here for the banter, but I'm also ready whenever y'all are. So, Sir Coven, what do you do to cast a spell? Or are you just continuing to play the same tune on your harp, but
Whereas before, I was sort of playing at rest. You could tell that I wasn't, I didn't have to focus that hard to play the tune. Now, each note has an emphasis on it, and it echoes like the past. And you can see these sort of wispy notes fly off of the harp from where I pluck them, and they make their way over eerily to the corpse.
oh, and one thing is to use this ability specifically, um, it says that you need to play a tune on the harp and sing a song to the spirit of the corpse to cast the spell. So feel free to summarize or whatever, but what would be the gist of the song that Storkova sings to?
Can you just sing it?
No. Y'all wouldn't want to hear that.
Au contraire.
Well, there may be a desire to hear it before I start, but it'll quickly go away. The song would be about. The song would be curt and sharp staccato notes, and the lyrics would be about the ferocity of Charity May and the fear that she struck in our hearts, and how she hid and leapt from the shadows and deceived us.
Cool. And as you do so, the um, her head kind of like twitches and then suddenly like turns 90 degrees and then snaps up and looks directly at you. And just as you're about to ask a question, the mouth speaks and says, "Am I dead?"
Yes, it's true. You've passed on into the afterlife.
There's no response, but the head is still looking at you.
Am I the only one that can speak? for the
Um,
corpse?
I'm happy to y'all. Whoops, sorry. Y'all do whatever discussion or whoever can ask questions, but she's only going to answer 5 questions.
Okay,
It's 5, right?
that's fine. Tell me, I must know. What purpose did this all have, if any? Bringing us here, attacking us, and the others.
Um, the purpose was to find some purpose.
Do I get the sense that she's like the same as she was before?
I mean, so Sharkovan would be aware of how Speak with Dead functions, and you can read that actually someone answers your question. Um,
Okay.
so yeah, I mean, it says you grant a semblance of life and intelligence to a corpse within range. Um, the spell doesn't return the creature's soul to its body, only its animating spirit. Thus, it can't learn new information, doesn't comprehend anything that has happened since it died, and can't speculate about future events. So it's like the personality is there, but the actual soul is not.
Hmm.
And the
What is
knowledge is
this?
there, but
Okay.
the person is not.
Okay. I'm sorry, did I cut her off from her answer?
No, that was the whole answer. The purpose
What
was to find purpose.
what happened to this place?
I raised my spiders here.
Who is your master?
Currently, no one. But in the past, um, give me 1 sec. I gotta check a name because she does give you a name here. No, it's not there. Where do I have that written down? I don't remember where this is written down. Actually, no. What she would say, in the past, Huata.
Do I know who that is?
Uh, yeah,
You said it's
Sarkovan.
Devonia.
Sarkovan will remember because it was just a couple days ago. That's the woman who came to Kanatra with the kobold.
Oh.
Yeah, so her full answer was currently no, but in the past Huata.
I look to my allies as if to say, does anyone else want to ask anything?
I'm sorry. I know you just explained what that name was. Did we meet that person?
If you go to the actors tab,
Ah,
should. Oh, I think you missed the session she showed up.
oh yeah.
Um,
Can we hear this going on, or is it just an interaction between Sir Coven and
Y'all can all hear it.
so we can see this. Is his body like animated?
Just the head. Like the head is like looking up and the mouth is moving, but it's very like rigid in its movements.
I think at the beginning of this whole interaction, uh, Toss probably would have reacted. And surprised to what Sir Coven was able to do with this. That's it. But
How many has she killed this way?
Do you relay the question, Sir Coven?
I do.
A dozen.
Anyone else?
What's up? Yeah.
I have a question, but it's more for my own benefit. So if someone else has something more pressing, I will save it.
Really forgot I had this. Son of a bitch.
Since nobody else is jumping at it, Turkar, you should ask.
I don't know how to word this properly, but I want to know if, given the chance, if she would have dedicated her life to the purpose, or if she was truly lost.
I'd relay it.
Um. Sorry, can you repeat that question?
Yeah, I can word it. If they would have found purpose in a deity and dedicated their life. Well, wait, hold on. Sorry. It's hard to ask a question about an ambient personality construct. If given the opportunity, would they have served a higher purpose?
I don't know if that falls into
Um.
future territory or not.
The head's mouth moves as it says, if so, maybe. But even the promises of gods are endless, monotonous, meaningless. The divine planes are no place for finding meaning.
You know, I like that answer.
And with that, the spell ends.
And the head collapses back down. What do y'all do now?
Are we done with the body?
As far as I'm concerned.
No one else says anything. I kind of motion to Mozilla and it goes up on top of the pillar. and I cast Create Bonfire from Mozilla, and I'd try and cremate the corpse.
Yeah, you do so.
And just for flavor, if I can cast Control Flames to embolden, I would do so.
Mm-hmm. You, as you give Charity May to the fire, you hope that you would find some sense of her spirit passing on, her soul going and finding that which it desired to seek, the truth of what lies beyond death. But for some reason, you don't feel that feeling. You just get the feeling that she's not moving on.
Hmm. We all get that feeling, or just Lilavati?
I would say Lilavati and Sarkovan.
Well, I would be deeply troubled by that, and I would try to figure out why I felt that way.
Make a religion check. Well, this would be wisdom religion as opposed to intelligence religion, so
Uh, Run me by how that works again.
uh so you add your wisdom bonus and then you add your proficiency bonus if you're proficient in religion. You're not proficient in religion, but you do have jack of all trades, so you get to add a half your proficiency. So you roll a d20 plus 1. Yeah, we're gonna go into Whisper Channel. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, as you're just so your spell created a connection to Charity May. Um, and although you know that her soul was not present in the corpse that you're speaking to, you would hope that interacting with the bonfire would have caused that spirit to, or her soul to find the truth that it sought, move on to a better place. And but as you're thinking about the events that surrounded her death, um, your mind just keeps going back to the way the blood from her body was drawn into the sword carried by Tost.
I see.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
And all over, and just overall hanging out, having a good time, and
Well, as long as there's as much poop as you promise, um, I think
you
that.
probably have to pay for the flights.
Oh yeah. Well, here, let me just reach into my infinite money pocket. Let me email old Sleepy Joe real quick. Hold on.
All right. Well, if I win the lottery, maybe
Joe Biden.
I'll just buy the apartment building, and then we can stay on any floor we want.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, Sarkovan seems thoughtful as Charity May's body is burned to ashes.
On my end, it wasn't really an attempt to give closure to the spirit. It was more of, you're never coming back for what you did to my people.
Okay. Um, then yeah, you get the closure that you're looking for. You feel that
To
you have nothing uh to fear from Charity May or your people have nothing to fear from her anymore.
just to put it out there, in these situations, Takara would have attempted to perform the funeral ceremony spell, but it is not prepared.
I mean, you can still do the ceremony, you just don't get the magical benefits that spell provides without preparing it.
Okay.
So, up to you.
I'll do a shortened version if I'm not doing the whole magical ritual, because usually it's an hour.
Yeah.
I'll just make it like a short rest length. So yeah, everyone just sees Takara sitting not in the middle of the room on top of that very offensive dais, but instead maybe off to the side or in view of the fire. She's just sitting and appears to be in prayer.
Cool.
Just for like 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that time goes by as Takara reflects upon what happened. You're all short rested up. What do you do?
I believe someone mentioned exploring this shrine. If we have the leeway to do so.
Yeah. So there's these different kind of passages off of this main chamber. As you kind of go through them, two of them just go outside. They're just like hallways, as well as the main one that you came in through. Two of the passages end in small rooms. One of which has large spider eggs in it. If you wanted to do anything there. And then the other room seems to have a bedroll, some rations, and then basically a backpack. And then the third hallway is caved in from broken rubble.
Should we do anything about these binders?
Do I sense anything? DM?
Sense how?
Being
Oh yeah. No, you don't sense anything.
So no, we are just leaving them be. I mean, I have no problem with it. All right. Guess not. Well, besides that, Takara will just search through that backpack, but that's it.
Yeah. So you find a couple interesting things in there. First off, there's 250 gold pieces.
Oh my gosh.
There are I'll just make a list. 2 potions of healing level 2. A spell scroll of calm emotions. A potion of necrotic resistance. A spell scroll of dispel magic. And a bottle containing a kind of cloudy liquid. But it seems like there's a small little worm-like creature moving around in it.
Oh no, it's expensive tequila.
As in, like, you're watching the bottle and this thing seems to be like swimming around inside of the bottle. So if anybody wants to grab any of that, I can drop it into people's inventories. Just let me know who's taking what.
I divide the gold by 5. We all get 50 gold.
Yeah, y'all can update that.
And I hand 50 gold to Tost. Just, I don't know if you use this, but it's yours.
Oh, and there is a piece of paper hanging from a string tied around that bottle with the worm in it.
I just take the gold from you without a word and kind of put it somewhere. What is the worm? Is it a special worm? Or is it just a worm?
It's a little bottle with a worm swimming around in a cloudy liquid. And then there's a little piece of paper hanging from a string from the bottle. The paper says, hold against the skin behind the ear.
I'll take the calm emotion spell scroll, and I advise that Core take the dispel magic scroll.
I will do so.
Oh, I don't have items for spell scrolls. You can just add a custom item, or I think there's a way to do that.
Okay.
I can also actually wait. When someone is downed, so I couldn't use healing hands, right? Because it was a class feature, right?
Yes.
Okay. Takara takes one of the potions and offers the other to just the room.
All right, I dropped that in your inventory.
Muchas gracias. This is for whoever else wants it.
If no one reaches for it, he will reach for it.
All right, I'll drop that into your inventory.
Thank you.
So that leaves the necrotic resistance and then the worm, if anybody wants to do anything with that.
Listen, I don't know what the shit this worm bottle is, but that seems like maybe a little above my pay grade. If any of you magic folk want that.
I'll take the necrotic resistance potion. No one else reaches for it.
All right, that's in your inventory.
Yep.
Sokoven, you seem like a guy who'd like a creepy worm.
No. It's giving me the heebie-jeebies.
It is also giving me the heebie-jeebies, but
I think it's much more a tossed item, frankly.
We can always take it and then sell it later.
we could. I'm just a little concerned about who would want to buy this, given the quote-unquote heebie-jeebies.
A shady merchant.
I hear towns have their quota of one shady merchant per town.
Depends on the town.
Then they're not meeting their quota and they should be reprimanded.
Some guy with a trench coat with stuff taped to the inside of it. What are you buying? All right. Okay, well, I'll just put it in my pocket.
All right. Add a bottle with a worm to your inventory.
We can also have it like appraised to see exactly what it is at a later date.
Where do you go for worm appraisals? Also, this man, I'm getting a message from the ether about Stoccaro's bananas. There's no such thing.
Magical vendors in cities usually can identify things. Can I go over to the hallway that has a lot of rubble in it?
Yeah.
Is there any way Mozilla can fit through the rubble?
I think it would be a strength check to move aside some rubble to create a hole big enough for him. But if he did that, then he could fit through.
Or Takara, can I get some assistance with this?
Sorry, I was defending my genitalia. Yes, absolutely. What are we doing?
Move some rubble out of the way so I can see if there's anything on the other side.
Oh yeah, this core.
Yes.
This is, we don't get to be in the band, but this is what we do get to do.
All right. What do you need me to do?
Rock, move, hop up.
All right. I will attempt to move the rubble.
Yeah, me too.
Can both of you make strength checks?
Da. I'm rolling like ass, except for that one nat 20.
That's okay. I'm not far behind you. In fact, I'm exactly the same.
You move enough rocks to make like a kind of a peephole, and you can see that there's like a room beyond, but not enough to
How deep in is the rubble?
So the rubble is about from this side to where it's completely clear on the other side is about 20 feet. And then the room beyond is about another 20 feet deep before it hits like a back wall.
Are there 2 cores on anyone else's screen?
Oh yeah, how did that happen? So what y'all doing?
So Chris, hear me out. Can I try to use plant growth to get plants to move the rubble a little more? Like clear out like 5 feet of rubble?
Double check.
It's a very, very long shot. So
Here's what I think you can do. You can, so there are plenty of like kind of vines and moss and things like that growing in this area. Um, by casting the spell, you can cause the plants to become thick and overgrown, which will like kind of push some of the rubble out of the way. And then when the spell ends, they'll go back to normal, and that uh, would create a big enough opening for sure.
what will be the opening size?
Um, about 1.5 square.
Okay. It doesn't really, that wouldn't really accomplish what I'm trying to do though. So,
I mean, I think that might be enough for Mozilla to squeeze through.
um, does anyone else have any ideas before I try this?
I mean, we could keep throwing rocks around.
We're trying to go into this. Who, what now? That's Joe asking.
Ideally, if would be to remove 5 feet of rubble, which is probably not possible, but alternatively make a hole deep enough for Mozilla to squeak through, just to see what's on the other side. Actually, no, there's another way. So Chris, how does wild shape work?
Turn into
What
an
can I
animal.
turn into? Can I turn into an ant
Yeah.
and go through the opening?
Yeah, that would work. Give me 1 second. What's up?
OG wild shape.
Toss begins folding up a bit of parchment.
I guess I'll have a bit of a preference for the park, but I'd be happy with either.
I want to question you, but I don't know how I would.
Okay. So you're gonna turn into an ant?
Or some creature small enough to go through.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
not something faster, probably.
A spider.
Yeah, sure.
How big is the opening?
Like the size of like a quarter.
Okay.
And when I say the rubble is like 20 feet deep, that's like at the base, but it kind of tapers up. Um, all right, so Lilvati, you transform into a spider and make your way up the rubble over to the opening. On the other side is a room. There's a what's the word? Like a wardrobe made of wood that seems to be like pretty rotted out. Um, a bed that is also very old, and then at the foot of the bed is a large chest.
Could I open the wardrobe, see if there's anything in it?
I mean, you're still a spider right now. Do you want to turn
I
back
would.
to?
Oh yeah, turn back.
Yeah.
Once I get to through the other side, I'll turn back.
Okay. Yeah. So the wardrobe is full of cobwebs and just clothes that have been here for decades, if not hundreds of years. That seems to be falling apart.
Nothing catches the eye.
Not in the wardrobe, no.
Okay, then I'll check the chest next.
Um, you open up the chest. There's several um, vases and bottles that seem pretty well made, with different kind of intricate designs on them. Uh, and then in the corner, there's what looks like a pile of rocks. But you kind of pick one up and glance at it, and it's got like the symbol of a face carved into it.
How big are the vases?
Um, Kind of like the kind you would have like flowers in on a centerpiece, so maybe like a foot tall and 6 to 8 inches wide at the widest.
Um, and is there nothing else that's interesting in this room?
It doesn't seem like it.
Okay, I will take the pile of rocks that have the faces on them,
Mm-hmm.
put them in like a bag or something,
Mm-hmm.
and take one vase, and then I'll turn back into a spider and get out.
Okay. Yeah. So you head back to the party. You have found 3 pairs of sending stones. Um, which so the way these work is that each one is linked to another one. So they're walkie-talkies basically, but once per day, I think. Um, Not quite the same as the ones in Joe's campaign. Because each stone can only talk to someone holding its paired stone. But
Is it one communication once per day or one use per stone?
You can cast a sending spell, but the target is the bearer of the other stone. So that's the
Okay.
25 words, and then they send 25 back.
Okay.
So yeah.
I'll give one to everyone, and I'll keep the extra.
Yeah. Well, so the important thing is to make a note of
I
who.
discuss like who are we pairing?
And
I mean, also since sending the cast of sending lets communication happen between two people,
Yes.
so we could mix it up. So like, let's say. Oh wait, no, never mind. Never mind. That wouldn't work. So go on. Who should we pair up?
do any of us know how to use any communication magic? No?
Nope.
Mm-mm. Well, then, I don't know if it super matters. Perhaps I don't think any of us really pair off consistently, so I think we should do it almost randomly, to be honest.
How would we do that randomly?
Have you ever heard of boulder parchment shears?
No, what is that?
Boulder, parchment, sheer cut parchment, parchment cover boulder, which for some reason is a win, and then boulder crush sheer underneath weight.
How would that work between 5 people? What would be the success metric?
Obviously, a tournament style is necessary.
So we'd have to run 6 different tournaments.
Precisely.
Yes, and what does winning mean? Does winning get the stone, or does winning be the person who decides to get the stone?
And really, to be fair, in causing a
Yes.
tournament, in making a tournament bracket, we have to discuss who is the most likely to win, and they will be seeded as the first seed, and who is least likely. This is a process that might take several days. No, here's a better idea. No bold parchment shares. We don't know which ones are paired with what, right? Or do we?
I'd say you're able to figure it out if you wanted to.
I don't.
Okay.
I do.
No.
Well, either way, write it down. Once you decide who gets what, you need to write it down now so that we can keep track of that going forward.
Yeah. Dakar just reaches out and tries to take one of them.
The 2 that I take, I make sure aren't linked to each other.
Yeah. Very good.
I'll pick
So
one
yeah,
up.
sure. Um, Taste and or Tosta and Takara have the 2 that are linked to Lilvati, which leaves 2 for Core and Sarkovan that are linked to each other.
Okay.
So, right,
Say that again. Who do I have?
Lilvati.
Gotcha.
So edit the name or description or whatever of the sending stones in your inventory to have the name of the person yours is linked to.
Love the image for that item.
Just gonna give me a second.
Oh yeah. There you
Thank you.
go. So anything else I want to do here? Do y'all want to keep heading around the lake?
I just mentioned like the only other interesting thing I found was like some vases. And that was it.
Was there anything in the vase?
No. Loot. Add item. Fancy vase.
Perfect for target practice.
I finished folding the piece of paper, and it's a tiny paper samurai, and I just send him into the. It says it could be the shape of like the size of a leaf, so I assume that would fit through. I mean, that's up to the DM, but I'm trying to have him squeeze through the opening, and then just start knocking things. Like it's just awkwardly like making sounds and probably knocking things over by mistake.
Um, yeah. So the little paper samurai, walks through the opening and goes into the room and just walks around the room a bit. Holding up it's holding up its sword, pointing northward.
That's cool.
I'm just like slowly turn and look at you. My eyes are just like staring at you, just like. Okay. Just
I mean, it is, but okay. Well,
Y'all head out? Or anything else you want to do
I leave.
I'm good to leave.
here? Okay, so you head back and continue on your way. Um, After about another hour of trekking through the forest, you come across a wide river. And on the other side of the river, and I'd say it's like half an hour or so before sunset. Um, on the other side of the river, you see several small, simple wooden buildings. As in, like, well, basically, there's two buildings and then some tents. Um, there's looks to be a lot of like trees that have fallen down on that other side. And you see several people kind of walking around carrying big pieces of lumber. Um, and there's some tents, there's big stacks of lumber, several carts holding um, bundles of wood. Uh, and I think that's where we're going to end tonight's session. So thanks for playing, guys. Welcome, Toss. Looking forward to it. And we'll
what are you?
continue again next time.